lot of reading, so I'm going to like really quickly run you through each book with like 5-second review of each one in the order that I read them. So the first book I read was The Story of a New Name by Elena Ferrante, which is a second book in a series of 4 Neapolitan novels. Really, really amazing writing about female friendship as they grow up. Each book's kind of a different decade of their life, I suppose. Can't recommend enough. Do it. It's set in Naples in the 50s, 60s, the first couple. The second book I read was Eucalyptus, which is an Australian book by Murray Bale. I found this book had beautiful poetic language, but I found personally the story was a little bit frustrating and it felt a little bit kind of girl waiting for a man to come and rescue her. But beautiful language. Then I read Men Without Women by Murakami, which is 7 short stories on people who have found themselves alone, which I thought was fitting, and that was really nice if you're after just little bite-sized things to read at the end of the night, and each short story has been translated by a different writer, so that was nice. And then at the moment I'm reading Year of Wonders by Geraldine Brooke, which I found on the bookshelf, and it is set in 1966 during the bubonic plague and is about a small town in England who has had to quarantine themselves for the plague. So I thought that was very on-brand reading for 2020. Really enjoying it so far. I have done what every 20-something with Instagram has done at the moment, and I have started mastering the art of making sourdough. I actually made my best loaf last night. That is my PB sourdough so far. So what have I been watching? I finally found the time to watch Total Control on ABC iView, which is really great Australian drama. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend. And then I've also watched Unorthodox, which is a newish series on Netflix. And I am very excited to watch the first episode of season 3 of Killing Eve on iView tonight. So I've done a little bit of paper mache kind of puppet, makey, folky style puppets. But I have started preparing to do a giant parade puppet, which I suppose I will then just walk around my house once it's made by myself. I've got a couple of little things that I would love to recommend that other people jump on and support during this time. The first one is Son of Dot Natural Wine's Thunderbus. So Jay, who is kind of the brain behind Son of Dot, has made a party bus teamed up with Thunderbus, and it's this amazing painted bus, and they'll come and deliver wine to your house with a DJ and in costumes, and I had it done on Friday night, and it's amazing, delicious wine, amazing people, such a fun initiative. And yeah, getting dressed up and waiting on the street for the party bus to come and have a little dance on your street from 1.5 metres is definitely a big recommend. The other one would be the guys from Bait Fridge have been doing a residency at the Mill at the moment, which they've had to move online with. They're an Adelaide Visual Arts collective. And they did a really cool Art Basics Zoom art class on Sunday, which I did. I think they've got another one coming up this week. But also just, if you don't follow the Mill or Bait Fridge on social media already, I would definitely recommend, because they're doing a whole heap of really cool art stuff during this time. So many jobs that I still have to do. I think the biggest one that I am choosing to continue ignoring is the fact that I haven't done my tax from last year yet. So I thought I would finish off today by reading a little bit of a poem. It's quite a long poem, so I'm just going to kind of do a little bit at the start and then jump to the middle and then jump a little bit at the end. But the poem's called How to Be Alone by Tanya Davis, and it's online, so you should definitely look it up yourself. If you are at first lonely, be patient. If you've not been alone much, or if when you were, you weren't okay with it, then just wait. You will find it's fine to be alone once you're embracing it. Society is afraid of alone, though. Like lonely hearts are wasting away in basements. Like people must have problems if after a while nobody is dating them. But lonely is a freedom that breeds easily and weightless, and lonely is healing if you make it. You could stand swathed by groups or mobs, or hold hands with your partner, look both further and farther in the endless quest for company. But no one's in your head, and by the time you translate your thoughts, some essence of them is lost, or perhaps it is just kept. It's okay if nobody believes like you. All experience is unique. No one has the same synapses, can't think like you. For this, be relieved. Keeps things interesting. Life's magic things in reach, and it doesn't mean you aren't connected and the community is not present. Just take the perspective you get from being one person in one head and feel the effects of it. Take silence and respect it. If you have an art that needs practice, stop neglecting it. If your family doesn't get you or a religious sect is not meant for you, don't obsess about it. You could be in an instant surrounded if you need it. If your heart is bleeding, make the best of it. There is a heat in freezing, be a testament.